I know this might sound shocking to you, but it's actually true. Some animals live after their death. Yeah, you heard that right. Sounds crazy. Well, don't conclude on that just yet. Apparently, there are quite a number of animals that can cheat death. What's more surprising is that some of these animals are animals we see every day. Who knows, you've probably killed the same cockroach 3 times. Wouldn't it be a blast if humans could develop these abilities? For centuries we've been chasing after immortality, but for some animals, it's a commonplace gift from nature. In today's video, we have compiled some of the weirdest animals who are immune to even death. Without any more fuss, let's crack it right open. At number 10, cockroaches. You may have heard the rumor that cockroaches will be the only survivors of a nuclear blast, but are they really that resilient? Would you have guessed that they can go weeks without a head instead of hours or days? They can live for weeks. Yeah, you heard that correctly. This is due to the fact that, unlike humans, cockroaches have an open circulatory system with minimal pressure. As a result, they wouldn't bleed out like humans would, since their necks would only seal before that happened. They wouldn't run out of air like humans, they would just breathe through their spiracles, which are little holes in their body segments. Instead of having to circulate oxygen throughout their body, these tubes deliver blood straight to their tissues. Finally, the ganglia, which are the clumps of nerve tissue found throughout their body, are one of the main reasons they can survive without a head for weeks. Considering their small brains that assist in the maintenance of certain body processes and reflexes. In fact, headless cockroaches' only major constraint is their inability to eat or drink. At number 9, bees. Bees have earned a top spot on our list because they can sting you long after they have died. So the capacity to sting and the venom that is still active after death are the key features of bees that exist after death. When a bee dies, however, it is no longer active in terms of actions and motions. As a result, the bees would require help in order to sting after death. When a bee stings, the stinger is extracted from the bee's body and attaches itself to the victim. As a result, the victim's body is constantly pumped with venom. The stinger, on the other hand, is the most important element of the bee. So if you think the bee has died and no longer has the ability to attack you, think again. You could be harmed by a dead bee with an active stinger. At number 8, chickens. Even if they don't have heads, chickens can run and be active. If you see a running headless chicken, do not be alarmed or mistake it for a ghost. It is in fact a chicken that has lost its head. It's believed that a chicken's survival after its head has been sliced off is due to human error. The brainstem controls the majority of a chicken's operations, so if a butcher chops off the chicken's head from above, the brainstem will still be functioning, giving the fowl a chance to survive, but only for a short time. In addition, if the butcher misses the jugular, the chicken will occasionally breathe and move. It's reported that a chicken once survived for 18 months without its head. Imagine that! At number 7, a brainless frog. When you remove an animal's brain or head, you usually consider it dead, but that isn't the case with frogs. Dead frogs, like the other species on this list, exhibit much of the same behavior as their living counterparts. Scientists discovered that frogs without their brains could still hop, swim in water, move away when touched, and reorient themselves if turned upside down in studies. When patted on the back, they may even croak. The lack of spontaneous movement is the major distinction between living and dead frog behavior. These dead frogs only move in response to environmental stimuli, unlike living frogs who move around at random. Because frogs have a very simple structure compared to humans, their reflexes can effectively run without any input from the brain. However, scientists discovered that if the body isn't subjected to any stimuli, it will basically remain there endlessly without moving. Weird, eh? Number 6. Headless snakes. Snakes are frightening enough on their own, but when they have the power to remain poisonous even after death, they become even more so. Many venomous snakes have been observed to retain nerve functions, brain activity, and reflexes after they have died, even after complete decapitation. If it were still alive, its body can be seen writhing and rising from the ground. In the meantime, the head may lash out and bite anyone it gets too close, so be careful if you've decapitated one. It's possible that they'll try to drag you down with it. What makes this possible? Well, reptiles are cold-blooded, and their metabolism is substantially slower, allowing them to keep their organs alive long after being beheaded. So whether they're living or dead, remember to be cautious around snakes, or they just might come back to bite you in the end. At number 5, the octopus. A number of YouTube films, as well as those available on National Geographic, can show you an octopus alive after its head has been sliced off. Having a live octopus for supper is also regarded as a delectable dish. To be honest, when the octopus's arms and legs are hacked off, they continue to function and move. Because the octopus's major nerve cells do not reside in the brain, the legs and arms of the octopus remain active when it's hacked off. Instead, they're found in the tentacles. As a result, even when the legs and arms are no longer attached to the brain, they continue to respond to input. At number 4, the heartless turtles. Due to the fact that many turtles are amphibious, they must be adaptable in order to survive. They are adaptable enough to survive beyond death in distinct ways. For example, the loggerhead musk turtle has been known to dive for up to 5,000 hours before surfacing for oxygen. That would be long enough for most animals to slump over dead due to a lack of oxygen, including aquatic ones. It is, however, a very common task for the turtle. However, it's their post-mortem functions that earn them a spot on this list, not their living functions. Their hearts have been known to beat for up to an hour after they've been totally removed from the body. If left in the body, it might last for days. At number 3, a salamander. Salamanders must be included in any list of animals that have a life after death. These reptiles are thought to be immortal, and they are so tenacious and energetic that they can even outlive humans. Some individuals believe that salamanders have the ability to regrow their body parts. As a result, when their body parts regrow after being sliced off, they continue to live their lives regularly as before. Salamander cells contain a protein that gives them the ability to regrow their body parts. Humans have a protein that is quite similar to this one. It's present in modest amounts and aids in the healing of wounds, but not in the regeneration of body parts like salamanders. At number 2, alligators. When alligators are living, they send shivers down your spine. However, after their death, the case still remains the same. The alligators appear to be dead when the temperature falls below freezing. They are, however, breathing through a very special technique. Brumation is the term for this way of life. As a result, the alligator's metabolism slows during brumation. It means that the alligators will be able to go months without eating. They stick their snouts out of the water to breathe. Even though the rest of their bodies are frozen and they appear to have died, they aren't, however. And at number 1, flatworms. Flatworms are masters of regeneration, able to regenerate any section of their body following amputation. When one is cut in half, the head portion develops a tail, and the tail develops a head. It's cut in 20 places, and you'll get 20 new worms that are exact replicas of the original. This has been used by university scientists who have generated a colony of almost 20,000 worms, all of which are descended from a single original whose body and organs appear to be ageless. Maybe in the future we might be overrun by an army of flatworms. Well, there you have it. Animals that can live after death. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated when our next video comes out, and I'll see you in the next one.